I'm Aishling Hennessy. I'm a abstract expressionist artist from County Laois, and I also do digital art. I suppose I would have always been kind of a bit of an outcast, a bit of a daydreamer, never really kind of fit into a mould. And I suppose there was a time there in secondary school where just the subjects weren't kind of suiting me, and then I decided to do art because it felt like maybe I could express myself a bit better. And so yeah, from there, I suppose around 14, 15 is when I kind of really felt that I wanted to explore this and see. And then yeah, headed off to art college when I was 17. Hadn't a clue, off on the train to Galway on my own, and it was the best experience. I think nowadays, if a 17-year-old was told they were to head off, you know, it would be a different type of, I think it was just at the time, I had a lot of freedom. And so it was back then really, and I guess it was always that question of like, you know, trying to find what, kind of a language that the way I was feeling, you know, and the world around me, and just trying to kind of express that. And that's through art is where I found it made most sense. So I think an artist's job is to bring the unseen into the scene, which means to bring their ideas, their concepts from their being into reality, and in whatever form that may be, through the arts. So music, visual arts, poetry, dance, and it's about being authentic and kind of keeping true to yourself at all costs. And that's hard in modern society, but I think it's very important. I do really enjoy art that kind of has an emotional kind of connection. So I'm very much kind of interested in abstraction, which is very much a stream of consciousness type art, which you're very much in the moment and it's very spontaneous and intuitive. But I also kind of like earth-based art, which kind of the elements and my own kind of view on, it's never kind of literal, it's never kind of what you see in front of you, it's kind of I suppose my version of what nature is. So it's kind of, it's quite playful and quite fairy-like, ethereal would be the word I describe some of my work. And then, some of the darker stuff I think definitely is more emotion-based and trying to work through processes in my mind. And it's kind of like the whole thing of bringing the unseen to reality. And a lot of kind of therapy-based work too. Yeah, so it's a big combination of me. I suppose it's like an inner dialogue. So it's about shapes, it's about forms. I suppose, you know, I would have a technical from college, like, you know, about all the basics, principles of what makes a good painting. And I think that carries through, even if it's a portrait or a landscape or abstract art, you know the elements, you know, so you know light versus dark, you know, it's trying to kind of create balance and harmony within colors. So it's all about that. I suppose I'd kind of be more intuitive in letting whatever wants to come out reveal itself. I keep staring at one of my paintings because that's where I went with that particular piece. Sometimes a lot of the time there's many failures, but they're the ones then that kind of give you the spur you want to want to make more. So this is Ishka 3, and this is one of my newest works in my exhibition, which originally was called Catalyst, but it's kind of more different artists kind of been added in over the weeks, over the last 3 weeks since I'd opened. I suppose I love this piece because it kind of really does echo what this whole experience has been like for me, really. It's quite deep, and there's a good bit of emotion and movement, and I suppose the obvious, living in Laois, you know, this missing the coast, missing the ocean, which is a big part of my life too, and being by the sea. and feeling that inspiration come through. So its name is Ishka 3 to kind of echo that.